Okay, guys. Now we'll try to understand where do you use something called as for loop. Okay. How do you understand that something called as for loop is required? Okay. So try to understand that this time, this time you are given a range. Okay. So mostly whenever you have to work with a range of values, you will have to use something called as for loop. Okay, because see till previous question what we were doing, we were taking only one number or two number and we were checking, right? With we were adding two numbers, we were checking greater than, less than, we were swapping them, right? But now, you have to work with a large range of numbers from 1 to 100 consecutive numbers, right? Okay, so you will have to use for loop, because see here what I am going to do is my numbers have to be between 1 to 100, and each number I will have to check now if 1 is divisible by 3 and 4 or not, if 2 is divisible by 3 and 4 or not, if 3 is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it will continue till 100, right? The first number that I will get is 12, that is divisible. Then it will be 24 because of LCM thing that I had told you in the last class, right? So you have to take all these numbers. There is a range. So this time when you write public static void main string args, right? You took these things, right? Then you will have to take your number inside a for loop. Okay, so your number will become I. Your I will start from 1, it will go up to 100, and then I plus plus, and then your number is now inside the I, right? Your number is informed inside the I, because see, if your I first, you know how this for loop works. Your I will be 1 first, then your I will be 2, then your I will be 3, then your I will be 4, then your I will be 5, right? It will go on 100. Then these are nothing but your numbers that you have to check. These are nothing but your numbers that you have to check for divisibility. So you can write if my I mod 3 equals to 0, and if my I mod 4 equals to 0. If both are equal to 0, then I have to print it, system.print I. Okay, ln also, so that the line gets changed. Only then I have to print, or else I have to skip, or else I have to not print. Correct? So how this loop will work? See, initially your I will be 1, condition is true, it will come inside, but this condition is false, so it will not go inside this. Then it will go to I plus plus. I will become 2, condition is true, it will come inside, but this condition is false, so it will not come inside here. So it will keep going. When the value of I will become 12, that time again condition is true, it will come inside. 12 is divisible by 3, yes, and 12 is divisible by 4 also, yes, both conditions are true. Then it will print 12, because see in the case of 3 what will happen, your condition is true, it will come inside, it will be divisible by 3, but 3 will not be divisible by 4, because this is an AND condition. This will give true, this will give false, and in AND we know it will only be true when both the conditions are true. So if any of them is false, it will be false, so it will be false, so it will not go inside the loop. Okay, so this in this way 12, 24, 36, these guys will be printed. Suppose you want to print in the same single line, then how you will write? You will write system.print I and then a space, so that there are space, right? You need a space, or else all will get something like this, it will become, right? So this is how you can print, and this is how you can utilize something called as for loop. Okay, so whenever you have to work with range of numbers, try to understand that you have to use something called as for loop. Okay, and for loop will be used widely in a lot of things, in pattern printing, in some search program, in your arrays, in your double dimension arrays, to traverse the list, to traverse the DSAs and all, everything we will use for loop extensively. Where you will use while loop? While you will use mostly in your special number programs. While loop, as I had told you, mostly is required when you do not know how many iterations you have to do. Here you knew that range is from 1 to 100, right? So here especially you are doing when you do not know the iterations that are able to be conducted. So we will do programs and you will understand, you will realize and you will understand. Okay, so we have done theory also, and on all the theoretical concepts we have done some programs also, right? Now we'll start doing all your important programs and everything. Okay, so in this question they're asking us to find a sum, okay, from 20 to 30, right? So again there is a concept of range coming up. Again there is a concept of range. So your number, your input cannot be 1 or 2 numbers, right? If you are doing taking 2 numbers and solving, right? But this time you have to take a range of numbers, right? So again something called as for loop will come inside. So my numbers will range from where? You know, for doing a sum you need a sum variable. to calculate the sum, you need a sum variable. We'll put it as 0. Because why do we take the sum variable always as 0? Because anything that you add to 0, it will not change its state. Whenever you have to do a product, then you will take that product variable as 1. Why? Because anything that you multiply to 1 will not change its state. Okay, garbage value issues and all. Okay, so int sum is 0. Now what you are going to do for int I equals to, from where I have to take, from 20 till where I have to go, till 50, and I have to go to each number. So 20, 21, 22. So each number one by one, and each number what I have to do, every time I have to do sum. So sum will be equals to sum plus I. Sum will be equals to sum plus I, which means, see how it will work. You took this, you understood this, that if for taking anytime if you are doing some sum, you will do this. So we have to take the sum from 20 plus 21 plus 22, some similarly like this till 50. You have to take this sum, right? So first here I will be 20, condition is true, it will come inside, it will add 20 to the sum. Then your I will become 21. Then your I will become 21. See, your sum is initially put as 0, right? How does this expression work? You know, first right hand side is solved and then the value is assigned to this value, correct? Okay. Once you know this, what you are going to do, sum is here. Now what you do, first your who is coming, sum is equals to sum plus I. So this sum is 0 first, this is a plus, and I is 20. So 20 plus 0 will be 20 and this sum will become 20, correct? Next time your I will become 21 and your sum is what, 20. Then it will become 41. Next time your I will become 22, it will get added. So similarly it will just repeat and the total sum you will get here. Total sum you will get once your for loop is over, only then you will get the total sum. Which means to print the sum I have to print outside the for loop, because my total sum will only be calculated once this for loop is done, right? So after that I can print standard.println total sum equals to plus sum. Then you can close your program. Understood? Great. If you have understood this, you will also understand something called as factorial, but that we will be doing. Okay, factors, factorial questions, these are okay.